Our fenders are going to be made out of 3/4 by 3/4 16 gauge square tubing. Basically the same thing that is going to be making our walls or the actual frame of the camper. And we're going to have, I got a little bit of this 2x2 square tubing left. There's going to be about a 12-inch piece that's welded to the frame. And then our hoops going over will be that 3/4 by 3/4 tubing. I put these 2x2 bars in here, and I suspect I may have to put 1-inch spacers in here. So I did just go out a little bit farther than I think I'd have to, that the fenders are still gonna cover the tires. Went ahead and got some paint thinner right there and a rag, and I cleaned off the whole top side of the trailer so I could put some painter's tape on top. We want the top surface to still be good to weld to, because we're going to have our actual frame of the camper made out of that 3/4 by 3/4 square tubing. So once we build our walls, we're going to need to be able to weld to this. So I put painter's tape down, and that should protect it from the primer that we're going to put on, and then the bed liner. All right, we got the first coat of primer on. Just kind of a light coat, enough to cover it, but like as you can see on the fenders here, needs at least one more coat on the top side, and then we got to figure out a way to flip it over and then paint the bottom side as well. So I'm going to be coating this trailer in Raptor liner. So I got the hose all out and the spray gun kind of put together. Okay, we finally got the Raptor liner all done. Kind of a pain flipping it over on its backside, but you don't want to be underneath this while you're spraying. That stuff's pretty nasty. You can get on your hands and you don't even know you get it on your hands. It gets everywhere. I'd recommend you wear a long sleeve. I didn't, and I'm regretting it. Got all the little cover or crevices coated nice. It actually sprays on a lot more even than I thought it would. We're gonna let it dry here for a minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the tires back on and wheel it back inside, and then we can start installing our lights. Alright, I got my truck hooked up to it. These are just the running lights right now. I just ran, kind of did this off camera, but ran some wire through some braided cable shielding, whatever you want to call it, into a trailer, or a 7-pin trailer box. I will just strap this up something like that. Everything works good, looks good, and should be nice and bright in the dark. The next step is going to be starting to build the sides of the camper and the front and the roof. All right, we've made some progress. I have 2 sides all cut out here. They're laid on top of each other. I just cut one out, and then just copied the other one on top, made sure all of them were the same. I got to make sure everything's square, and I got these magnets put on the corners so I can weld the corners. And every time I weld, I got to remeasure, because when you weld, it's going to pull. If I weld the inside corner here, it's going to want to pull these 2 outside corners in. So I want to make sure everything's still square every time I weld. Alright, so the last clip was supposed to be a video, ended up being a picture. So we made a little bit of progress. Both walls are in the correct position, and I put in a couple cross members here. I haven't welded it actually to the trailer yet. I got a couple bars there, and one on the front, kind of holding it where it needs to be. The next step we're going to do is probably weld this to the trailer, and then weld these front two pieces in, and then a couple supporting members up on the top. Alright, the frame is permanently mounted to the trailer. It's all welded around. I just kind of alternated spots because I didn't want one corner to get too warm. So I just kind of bounced back and forth. So it didn't get too hot. The next thing I'm going to work on, I got to get a few cross members to go up on the top there. And then I just kind of set my cargo door in here, and I have another one for the other side. And I'm going to have to kind of put a bar up there, and then kind of make a compartment. This is going to be a compartment here that you get to from the outside, and then above that is going to be storage on the inside. This is kind of what the setup's going to look like. I got these bars tack welded in there and a couple bars at the top. But yeah, this will be a storage compartment. We got to build a couple cross braces, and put a couple more supports over there to frame out the door. And also there'll be a window on one side or the other. I'm not sure what way I want to put it yet. So as you can see, we made some progress. These doors are just kind of sitting in there right now. I have to go through and finish weld most everything. Those are in there. Up here, we put 2 bars so we had something to fasten our aluminum sheets to on this edge and this edge. We haven't done too much of the ceiling yet because I don't have the dimensions for the vent fan that's going up there yet. I can't close off the ends yet because I got to get my floor in there before we start closing things up. But then eventually here we're going to start kind of building out the shelving area inside. And then also in the back, we got to start kind of building the kitchen area out as well. This area here is framed out for our door. It's 26 inches wide and 36 inches tall. I haven't actually picked up the doors yet, but on the website it shows the dimensions, so we can get all that set. And then we'll have to frame out the back door for the dimensions of the galley door, which I don't know offhand, but we can look on the website. So the next step in my process is going to be putting 2 bars or support bars down right here, right in the front. So I have somewhere for the propane tank to mount.